It's Tuesday, the 24th of October. The check-in is brought to you by Babbel. Listen, it's a new year. I know, who cares? But you can make a resolution whenever you want. This fall, instead of jumping up and down with your friends on Sundays, try learning a new language. They have quick 10-minute lessons so you won't get bored. You'll be able to start speaking a new language in as little as 3 weeks so you can sound smart at the Christmas party. Okay, listen, I know you only got a GED, but this is easy, okay? You want to learn another language, it's important. Why? Because it's kind of analytical. Listen, you're never too old to learn Chinese. I'm thinking about it right now. I got to take time. I got to hang out with Lee. You know how it goes. But anyway, Babbel lessons are designed by over 150 language experts, so you're getting the real deal. One study even found that using Babbel for just 15 hours was the same as taking a full semester of a college language course. Where are you going to get that? You're just sitting there at home like a fucking mook anyway. So do me a favor. Here's the special. Limited time only. Listen, you got a nephew. You got a cousin. You know, he's having a hard time. Boom! Get him a Babbel subscription. I'm going to get you 55% off. What are you talking about? 55% off. Anybody can give you 50. Babbel wants you to learn a language. They know what's going to come down, but only for our listeners at Babbel.com/Joey, Joey. That's 55% off at Babbel.com/Joey. I've been telling people for years, you got to learn 2 or 3 languages. I know like 8 languages, all right? I used to be a Cuban James Bond. Anyway, Babbel.com/Joey. Let's get this party started, Jack. I'm out of candles.
Turn off your TVs, run for your lives. It's over. They didn't put you on this planet just to give up. If Uncle Joey could do it, I could rule the world. That's what you got to be thinking. Welcome back to show!
There you go. You should have planned ahead. There you go. Now you know how I feel. I called them 2 times. The game was on fire. The Philly game. 2 times. You watching the game? Nothing. Now this is my life. This is my fucking life. That's why sometimes I got to be careful when I call people, because I already know they're not going to call back till I'm about to take a shit, sit and watch a game. I just went and got an Italian ice. I just sat down with the spoon. You ever get the Italian ice? You sit down and you forget, fuck, I don't have a spoon. Now you got to go back upstairs, get the spoon, come down. I put the fucking Italian ice in my pocket. I'll have a hooded sweatshirt on in my basement. I'll put an Italian ice in my pocket and let it melt for like 8 or 9 minutes. Then I take that motherfucker out, one of those old school Genos from ShopRite, and I scrape. I'm about to put the spoon in. Those 8 minutes, it's like waiting for a fucking judge. You're like, what the fuck am I doing with my life? Those 8 minutes. I got an Italian ice in my pocket. I've been smoking dope since 8 in the morning. It's 9:01 at night. It's Miller time. Now, as soon as I sit down to watch whatever the fuck is when they want to call me back, and my phone will ring 4 times in a row from 4 different people. 3 of them I called last Tuesday, so I want to hear from them like I want to get fucking raped. You understand me? I don't want to hear from these people now. I forgot what I even fucking called you for. That was last week. Forget about it. You're done. It's a whole new fucking patois. Start from scratch.
I legit have this written down. I have this written down, and I don't know if we're started or not, but I want to talk to you, and it doesn't have to be about all of them, but about like Joey Diaz's like rules or laws, because you have rules that no one else has, and I have telephone written down.
Listen, let me talk to you this way, all right? It's not even rules. It's basic salesmanship sometimes. Like, it's just basic 101. If I call you and I tell you my story, and I go, as soon as I hear from them, I'll call you, and I don't hear from them for 2 weeks because I'm dealing with corporate, and it's 2 fucking weeks, and every day you're like, I'm available today. Actually, while either I'm going to stab myself, or I'm going to go down there and stab you. You know what I'm saying? Especially when my head's somewhere completely different. Like I'm talking, I got a book thing on Wednesday night. I got 20,000 things. My daughter's coming home at 3:08, and you want to call me at 3:01 and talk to me? You just cracked me. I had another guy today. As I'm getting ready to go to jiu-jitsu, hey, you want to go to lunch on Friday? Nah, it's got to be after 1, right? I go, it's got to be after 1. I want to go to jiu-jitsu on Friday from 12 to 12:45. And then sometimes I stay. The younger guys beat me up. I sit there. I talk with those guys. That's my fucking social. That's my life. I'm 60. I'm old. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I come home, and sometimes I get home at 2, Lee. Sometimes I get home at 1:30. Sometimes I get home at 2:45. I hang with those guys. They're great guys. So now he's like, I said to him, we'll have to do it Friday. Now it's fucking Monday. Morning, all right? My head's somewhere completely different. Friday is not even in my scheme. The only thing I know about Friday is I got Friday night off. My daughter's going to a movie, and my wife's got the draft. She's coaching basketball this year. That's all I know. So Friday night, I got off.
Right.
That's all I know right now. Thursday, I got something. Sunday night, Sunday night, I got something I'm supposed to go to. But now, the more I think about it, it doesn't look like I got to go. It's one of those things where I got to park and walk. You lost me already.
Isn't that most things?
Huh?
Isn't that most things in places?
Pretty much. That's to the level I'm at already.
You love to park and walk.
And if I got a valet park, and this place is huge, that means I'm there for fucking an hour, unprotected outside, with Momo coming up to me going, aren't you the guy from The Sopranos? I need this right now, Lee. I could be at home watching Sunday Night Football, about to watch an episode of some fucking repeat on Netflix or some shit.
But the funny thing is like you have all these schedules and rules, but you don't tell me. Like these guys are just calling you, and it's just a rule that you can't break. Like, how do you teach people your rules? Like, do you train people?
I got my own personal problems. Everybody got their own personal demons. You know what I'm saying? I like to do shit a certain way. You know, everything is slowed down in my life right now. Like, people hit me up. Do you want to do a podcast? What time? 12 o'clock in the city. You lost me. Got to be 11 o'clock, you know, because I want to be done at fucking by 12:30 so I could be on the ferry to Rudy's, get a bowl of clam chowder, a soup, maybe some calamari with medium sauce, and then get in that fucking I-95, whatever it is, hit the fucking Parkway South, and next thing you know, I'm passing that strip club on the right next to a Dairy Queen. Only in Jersey is there a strip club next to a fucking Dairy Queen. And let me tell you something, the girls must be spending their whole fucking day there because all of them are chubby like me. They're outside all day drinking milkshakes, smoking cigarettes. Every time I drive by, there's traffic. So I look over just to see what the girls are doing. What's the flavor of the day? One day it's a slushy. One day it's a fucking, you know, hey, strippers like ice cream too. You know what I'm saying?
Is it really like a chubby strip club or the?
I don't even know, Lee, but I don't know. It's a weird strip club. I've never gone in there. I went to the one about 3 miles away. It's one of my buddies that I grew up with when I first moved here, but they shut it down. Now they just reopened.
Why did they shut it down?
Illegal charges. You know, these people are just, you know, they're victims. And it's in a town that's very conservative. And the strip club that my buddies had, think about if I owned a strip club. And I was 60 years old and I wasn't married and I was still doing blow. Are you fucking kidding me? You'd find me dead at the strip club, sweaty. I'd have like blood coming out of my nose, the sweat dripping all over me, my shirt open, some chick took my chain. That was my end. But this, you know, a Jersey strip club to us, it's still 1980.
Oh, they're still partying in there?
It's not the party. I think it's BYOB. That's the only way they could have stayed open and they could have been nude.
Okay.
But, you know, where we grew up in the early 80s, I told you about that bar that we saw. So in our minds, if we open up a strip club, we kind of wanted to be like that. And he had a fucking, listen, in our day, it would have been a tremendous strip club. I went there. I would come back from North Bergen and I'd stop in there to say hello to him and his son. Fucking great family. Met some Cuban girls in there that were fucking great ladies. They were telling me about Cuba. They were going back and forth. You didn't, I just give them a couple dollars and they talk to me for 10 minutes. So what? You know what I'm saying? People pay me for me to talk shit for an hour, and they sit there and they want to take a fucking picture. I can't give a stripper a couple fucking old wrinkled singles with crack on them from 1982 and shit. As soon as they touch it, their fingernails disintegrate from the fucking real ether in that shit. Anyway, what are we talking about, Jesus?
About strip, like, have you ever done? Because I was saying I've done burlesque shows, but I've never done like at a strip club. Have you ever performed at a strip club?
Yes.
What is that like?
Brutal.
I can imagine.
I think I did it twice. In Denver, there was, when I was first starting, like 4 years in, a new strip club had opened. It wasn't Shotgun Willie's or any of the well-known ones. This one was like a cabaret in Denver. And when it opened, they would pay headliners $175 and features $1.25 for 30 minutes in the strip club. And they would give you a fucking steak. It was one of those type of strip clubs. It was real. I forget the name of it. I don't even know if it's there still. This is 1995. And it was tremendous. It was a high-end dog. I was getting 125. I was running out of there with the full 125 in those days. I was not going to sit around for a lap dance. I was broke in those days. I was delivering fucking Chinese food to make ends meet. There was no way. I would take that fucking check and run the fuck out of there. I would take the steak to go. I think I only worked it twice. And then years later, when I got to the Comedy Store, some guy came up to me at the store and he goes, "I'd like you to work some functions for me." Fairfax and Santa Monica. You headed down from Sunset Strip. You headed down to Santa Monica. On Fairfax, you hook a fucking right, and you go down about 3 blocks, and on the left is a Mexican joint. I took you one time. They have burritos. We used to always go for chicken burritos when I first got to the store in 97. There's a 7-Eleven next to it, and across the street, there's an acting studio.
Okay.
Across the street from that is it's still there. I think they jump up and down with fucking motorcycle suits in there now. But at this time, it was a cabaret where you gambled. You fucking gambled, and you pilot to bombardier. You gambled, and you also, there was a burlesque show. It wasn't nudity.
Mm-hmm.
It was a very high end. It was like an after hours type thing. The show started like at midnight. I did it once. It wasn't for me. Listen, if you're not going to take off your clothes, why am I here? You know what I'm saying? At that time, I was single. It was 98. I'm at the store doing powder. The gig paid $40, but we didn't go on until 2 a.m, Lee.
What, you had to wait till after the burlesque show?
Now, if you're doing cocaine, playing poker, do you want to see me up there doing stupid fucking jokes at 2:30 in the morning? Me, it was like me, Josh Wolf, maybe Sam Tripoli, and every week was somebody else. And I did it like maybe once, twice. The reason I remember is because Sean Penn was there one night playing poker. That's the highlight of my fucking strip club career. It's a tough fucking job. It's like living in New York State and doing casinos on a Tuesday night. Comedy's more popular now, but when in 2000, I would do casinos on Tuesday that fucking paid you cash. But Lee, oh my God, you felt like Jesus in front of the Jews before they fucking iced him. You felt like you were pleading for your fucking life. First off, there was 3 people there, and there was a guy with a stopwatch.
Why?
And, listen, I got off one time at 28 minutes. This guy sat me down for an hour. He gave me a brutal fucking earpiece, all right? So I look, because I'm like, nobody could stand there. You're just talking to yourself like a crazy man. I'm dead fucking serious. When you're an open micer and a beginner, you're like, yay, I can't work a casino. And then you go to there's a casino outside of Vegas, not Laughlin and not anything else. This is close to the Idaho border. Triple books a 2-week run in there. It's the biggest money maker he's got. They pay you like $100 a night, 6 nights, but you have to stay for 2 weeks. I tapped out after 4 nights. Like I did like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and by Thursday I was back at the fucking underground. My
quit?
grandmother died. You know, I told him some story. Oh my God. That's
What
when
was
our relationship started to bail. And then about 3 months later, he gave me another chance. And I just bailed. And after that, we talked every once in a while, but there was no getting to it. I bailed on a Thursday morning. So I bailed a couple times. Sometimes you just got to abandon ship. This is not a good ship to be on. I got
Wait,
what?
you like during mid-week, you would just be like, no thanks.
Nah, listen, why are we doing this? You got a fucking all kids band coming in here at 11. I'm up there talking about putting dynamite in a chick's asshole. This just ain't right. Somebody's losing out here. They're just sitting there staring at you. You know, they're from fucking like Wenatchee, Washington or something. You know, when you're doing comedy out there,
oh my God.
Sometimes you're like, why am I doing this? 10 minutes before the show, you got a fax that says you got to be clean because they're Mormons. I got to switch up I can't even do a bacon joke. I got to do a joke about having 18 mistresses and going to church. Are you fucking nuts? So in your mind, as a young comic, you have all these, I can't wait to work a casino until they give you a full week and you see what life is all about. When you're performing for people with fucking 2 hoses in their nose and they got like an alert in their hand, ready to go. They're ready to go in a wheelchair and there's some fucking nephew like, come on, grandpa, hold on. 10 more minutes and I get 20 more percent of the will. I mean, it's just so fucked up. Listen, one of my biggest fucking things I ever wanted to do when I came back here in 93 was to do something at Atlantic City. Okay, it was my fucking dream, Lee. But
like the hometown, yeah.
It's not my fucking hometown.
Well, hometown like Vegas. It's a cool venue or a cool area.
So yeah, until you get mugged. Right? When was the last time you went to AC? You gotta leave that
Never.
You gotta leave that building with fucking 22 armed guards if you win.
Jesus,
I'm telling you,
bad.
after 9 o'clock, you see people you've never seen before. Seen people you've never seen before. I was down there twice since I've been back here in 2 years. Woo! You better stay in that hotel and you better bring your own lock for the door. You know what I'm saying? You don't trust nobody down there. And they got nice hotels. They got fucking kick-ass restaurants. But I don't know. I just haven't felt safe down there. Like all day Saturday, I didn't leave my room.
That's crazy. I would have thought it would have been okay.
The beach is okay. It's colder than fuck. You could smell bodies there from fucking Boardwalk Empire in 1942 and shit. So I don't know. But the feeling when I stepped on stage there was superb. I opened up for Rogan.
Oh, recently, right?
No, this is 2 years ago.
Okay, yeah. Well, that's what I meant.
I did 7 minutes and I ran the fuck out of there 2 nights in a row. Rogan just wanted to see me and I wanted to see him.
That's
so
awesome.
He's like, come on down. If you want to get on stage, if not, I'll pay you. I'm like, he just got the fucking Spotify. He was like always great to me. So, and we just hung out for 2 days and cracked jokes. Right after Saturday night, I abandoned ship and I talked him into leaving too. Because I asked him, when are you leaving? And he's like, I'm leaving Sunday morning. I go, time out. What are you doing with the Spotify geeters? People, tell him you want to get out of here at 11 o'clock. He's like, that's a good idea. Boom. He was out of there at 11 o'clock. Are you fucking, you give me $100 million to do a gig in Atlantic City? I got a helicopter. As soon as I get on stage, you know how we do it. Either you come or you're going to get stuck there. So once I go like this and I look that way and I'm headed to that curtain, you're done. It's curtains kaput. And they're trying to talk to me. Thank you. Sign the frame. Yeah, good. Bam! And you're down in that fucking, they take you away like Get Smart.
That's what I used to be not afraid, but I knew if we went to a club or somewhere and I wasn't there when you were ready to go, I'd be finding a new way home. Like you used to aim the car out. You used to just hit people and leave cars in like places where like definitely not supposed to leave a car.
Leave the car right there. Don't worry about nothing. If they give you a ticket, tell them I'll be out here. Go inside and get me. I got a neck brace in the trunk.
And like, have you left anyone before?
Left what?
Left someone at a place like if they weren't ready.
Oh, you have no idea. There's a friend of mine I grew up with, and on the Judas Priest Solar whatever tour, we went to some theater in New York. We went to maybe I forget the name of the theater. It doesn't really matter. It's not there anymore. And one of them, my friend went. Like it was a buddy of mine came to me and he goes, she's going to the concert with another friend of mine. If you're there, can you keep your eye on them? And I said, absolutely. I reached out to them. I go, if you guys feel safer, this guy's coming. We all grew up together. They got cocktails. They got fucking Quaaludes, whatever, right? We get over to Judas Priest. We all walk in to the orchestra together, and they're sitting close to us. They got tickets, they're like in 8th row. We're like in 7th row. And I don't know what the fuck happened. Like, it was like, I don't even know who went up first. It was like Iron Maiden. And I look over there, and they're both over there rocking, but one of their friends came, like from fucking some other high school or somebody's cousin. You know how it goes.
Right.
Well, guess who got sick? The fucking cousin. She started puking in the aisle. So right away, I don't know nobody, right? Straight ahead, I don't know nobody. I never seen these crazy fucking animals before. And something happens. They took the girl in the bathroom. Now, listen, I got to the point I was going to so many fucking concerts at that time. It was the summertime. We were always going somewhere. I was a little burnt out. And I'm like, you know what? I heard what I came to hear. It's time to abandon shit. So
You're in the opening act?
No, I watched Iron Maiden.
Okay.
Now, one thing I hate is, since I'm a kid, is leaving when everybody else is leaving. Okay? Now I got to leave here with 3,000 people. I was worried about COVID before COVID. Like, I got to leave here with 3,000 people. This is New York City breathing on my neck. I'd rather walk out of here than have to crawl out, right? So I walk up to them. They come back with Pukey. She's fucking and I go, guys, I go, let's get her out of here. Right? And all of a sudden, like, they're carrying her out. I'm trying to help her. And she just pukes again like The Exorcist. And that was my stage call, abandoned ship. I just put my roller skates on and boogied out of there. I walked to the train and I went home. I had other friends there from my hometown. It's not like I left them there. And like 2 days
later, image of you actually carrying her and dropping her.
Listen, my mother had just died. You think I'm worried about fucking leaving you? I got bigger things on my mind. I got to go check the grave to see if she's still alive. I don't fucking know. I'm going to go fucking wait for you all night when you bring Pukey. It was supposed to be us. That's why you're not supposed to show up with somebody unless, they're fucking family. Now I got to worry about Pukey. Until this day, one of the girls, when I see her now,
right,
he says, you cocksucker, you left me at that Judas Priest concert.
I fucking love it. We had to, it's funny that you said like you don't want to leave with everyone else. I got invited to a UFC one time with you. And it was like the only time I went, it was great seats. And like I think it was like at the beginning of the main event, you're like, it's time to go.
Go.
We watched it on the TVs by like the concession stand.
Yeah, we went up to the TV by the concession stand. There's not a soul up there. You could fucking light yourself on fire and die, and nobody would even notice. It's the main card. Nobody gives a fuck. Like that movie with the guys when they robbed Boston fucking Stadium.
Oh yeah, with Affleck. Yeah.
Yeah. What's the name of that movie?
God damn it. The Town?
No, The Town. Yes, The Town. I'm sorry. Let me tell you something. For you aspiring screenwriters, that's the next fucking flick. They've already done 22 fucking Oceans, 28 Ocean. These guys are 100 years old and they're still robbing. I'm 60. I couldn't crawl out a window. How these guys are fucking going into safes like that? I love burglarizing houses. If I could still do it, I'd still be out there banging it out. But you got cameras. And I ain't gonna fit no closet no more. You know, you can hide under a bed when you're 140, 180. But once you're busting 250, 290, that's gonna be a wobble. That looks like a seesaw. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Those days are over with. So I don't get it. So right now, if you're an aspiring writer, you put together a nice fucking script, an indie script about Robin fucking a UFC event in a different type of town, not Las Vegas, like in a town like that where it's a huge gate. You know, you do a fucking show in Idaho or somewhere like that. That's more. You bring some good fucking fighters. You're gonna get people over from Canada, blah blah blah, and they're coming over with real cash. They don't give a fuck if they go to ticket vendors and buy $2,000. I've seen it. There's a big difference of a UFC event in Vegas than a UFC event anywhere else. And in LA, they show up late, you know,
right.
down. You go to a UFC in Minneapolis, they're there at 4:01, banging on the door, punching each other, banging people's head, doing double takedowns and shit. It's real, you know. This is what they have on a Saturday. They work fucking 3 months to stay in a hotel, have tequila, do mushrooms, bring the wife. You know, this is a big thing. So it's a big difference. But a guy robbing like a UFC, great. When the main fight is going on.
That's the time to do it.
How many times I sat up there by myself? And I'm like, there ain't a soul up here. And all the vendors, they all got their little brooms. What do you think they're doing? They're in the hallways watching the fucking fight. Listen, I'm not here fucking telling you about a scam. I'm telling you about a script. You know what I'm saying? If you rob Vegas and you get caught, don't put my name into it, cocksuckers.
That's so funny.
Check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Holy shit. Do you do that when you're walking around? You're like, this would be a good place to... Or no?
Sometimes I'm walking around like, look at here, a purse. You know, and she's with the skid 40 yards away on the seesaw. Rob it out of principle. You know what I'm saying? How do you have a purse and you put it by the rock there and you're a mile away? Any fucking buddy will take it. You deserve to get robbed. But me, I'm a good Samaritan. I stay in the area until she comes over. I make sure nobody robs the purse.
That is very nice of you.
You got to do it. It's good. Jesus is watching. You know what I'm saying? He's always watching today.
Holy shit. That was fucking fun. It's you were talking about like the difference of like the UFC audiences. And I went to both nights of Chappelle. And it was great. Like it was fun to see, but the audiences were very, like, the shows were almost completely different.
Both nights.
Like, the Thursday versus the Friday.
2 hours of material, Dave Chappelle.
Well, no. I'm sorry. His material was fairly similar, but I'm saying like the audience and like the reaction to the material was different Thursday and Friday. Like it was like, and it was very similar material. And it was just like the audiences were very different. It was just strange to see. And it's the same guy, the same comic, but he has like almost two different audiences.
Now you went Thursday and Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Thursday night was the alleged incident.
He said in the article I read, he said he denied being in Boston on Thursday, which I thought was hysterical.
I'm telling you, everybody's in Ocean's 11. They don't know nothing.
But it was a strange thing. The articles made it seem worse than I thought it was. I mean, with 20,000 people there, yeah, you're going to get people who are going to get upset. I didn't see anyone leave. And we're never going to get into political stuff, but to me, it was pretty down the middle. It was like, if you're either way on one side, you're going to either love it or hate it.
What are you, Bruce Buffer now?
I don't know. What do you mean?
I understand. No, I'm just goofing.
Oh, no, okay. It was just, I didn't view it as hateful either way, but it was not as pro-Israel as I think a lot of people either would like or expect. But it wasn't that much of the show, and it was cool. I was just more impressed with like him, and I thought the show, like, you're talking about like the energy. Like the
With the DJ, you were very impressed with the DJ.
I was very impressed with
Those
the
shows in an arena.
Cypher,
Dave is a fucking genius to that. Listen,
Cypher Sounds, yeah.
you paid $300 to see Dave. It's worth every dollar. I'm gonna tell you why. It's not just three fucking jerk offs coming out telling you stupid jokes. It's a fucking experience.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know what you're gonna get, which is a concept that I love. That's the old Rolling Stones. You didn't know who the fuck was gonna show up. For a fan, that's a great experience. If I go to a show and it's him, Donnell, Ali Wong, you saw Dane Cook, Ahmed or Mohammed, and then he puts on like the DJ that night could be fucking DJ Khalid. You don't know till you get there. And he'll have a rap group that is dropping and he'll come out with them and fuck around. And you know what? At the end of the day, it's not just a fucking comedy show. It's an experience. And I think people enjoy that. If I'm a consumer, yeah, they're a $400 ticket, but guess what? You're going to be stoned as fuck. Nobody's going to say shit to you. You could eat mushrooms. You could jump up and down. And you're going to laugh with Dave and his fucking cohorts. And you know what, man? It's a great show. The energy, listen, when you go into a UFC, the first thing you feel is the energy. Yeah, but Joey, I could watch it at home. I understand. You don't see me jumping up and down at UFCs. You know why? Because you got to park and you got to walk. That's it. All right. And when I'm home, all I got to do is walk to the refrigerator or the fucking toilet, right? That's it. But I can't deny that to you. When you walk into a fucking UFC, I go to basketball games. I go to baseball games. I love every minute of it. But again, the UFC took it up a notch. You know, when you don't know who's going to show up at any UFC. So as a fan, you're at a UFC in fucking Tokyo and Jared Leto's sitting there dressed up like James Bond. You have an experience. I went home. Jared Leto was there. Usman knocked out the Russian. I know he didn't. But whatever the story is, and that's something Bert Kreischer is building is an experience, what he's doing. I fucking love what he's doing. Whatever you fucking have to say about Bert Kreischer, he's the new fucking Walking Dead. Except with acid and whatever, it's a bunch of fucking dudes drinking Tito's. Okay, that's it. And he puts on the best acts and he goes to little stadiums to give love to fucking everybody. Who's better than that? I got to give love to Skankfest. Look what they have fucking done. That's an experience. You get to throw fucking King Condom around. There's a wrestling match. People are fighting. Ari's fucking naked. You know, that's a fucking experience if you've got that stamina.
Yeah, and people do that's
deep. So I give those motherfuckers all the credit in the world. All the credit in the world. Everybody freaks out. Oh, I went to a club last night. These motherfuckers have been partying for 3 days. They're 22 in a room. They're young kids. They're saving money. There's 22 of them in the room. They drove there with fucking a full tank of gas. One of them's got a warrant. That's what life is all about, my friend. Think about that, sucker.
And I was thinking about that too, because I always appreciated when people come to shows, but like I saw Chappelle like 15 years ago, and it was like it's an event. Like those kind of shows are like things people will remember their whole life. If they remember one thing from it, like there's like a good chance be going to see Chappelle at the Garden, like that, like there's something people will remember, and it's just to put into perspective for like someone like me was like crazy to put more emphasis on it almost.
You know what I remember when I walked in the Boston Garden 20 fucking years ago?
What's that?
98. One of those comics brought me. We were doing that club downtown in the football-shaped stadium. I was a feature act. It was a Monday night or some shit. And he said if I didn't mind stopping and doing a room, he had an extra ticket for Boston on Tuesday night. Right there, just if you know anything about me, my heart stopped. I'm like, here I got $8 in my pocket. I hope I don't have to buy drinks. And this guy's like, nah, I got tickets that everything is included. Woo! You know, and then I just brought reefer with me. But you know what I first remember when I walk into the Boston Garden, whether it's new, old, go back to 98 and 99 or something. I remember when I saw all those flags, all the championship things. You know, you look at that and you're like, that's fucking America, Jack. Whatever you want to call them. That's old school. That's when I was growing up. All that shit was happening as I got into basketball. And then in my hometown, there was a disciple, there was a cousin to Havlicek. And he played on the street, Glenn Havlicek, yeah. In fact, there were two cousins, and one of them played on the state championship North Bergen team in 1978 when they won the states. And then there was a younger brother, and he was a year older than me. And I remember I was in awe that he was a fucking Havlicek. Like, I never tried to foul him, like shit like that. If he called a foul, I just didn't argue with him. He was a fucking Havlicek, Lee. You know, you want me to fucking blow smoke? And we had, I forget their names, but we had the O'Neill brothers. Remember I used to talk about the O'Neill brothers, the two Irish twins that you hit one and the other one would cry. We played basketball for hours, karate chopping to death. They lived next to somebody who was a cousin to the Celtic, and the guy would come over there, and we would beg him whenever he comes. The guy was like a third string center. He was a skinny white dude from like Jersey. I forget what the fuck his name was. And we would always tell the cousin, bring him over. We want to meet him. You know, he was a nobody, but we didn't give a fuck. He was a Celtic. So it was like, you know, I never got to meet him or anything. But anyway, who gives a shit? But that's what I got. So half of those places, when you walk in, you get sucked in by the energy. I don't give a fuck if you're a Yankee fan and somebody invites you in to see a fucking Red Sox game. And you walk in there, if you're a Yankee fan, true fan of baseball, you'll look around and go, wow, why did I pay $800 for these seats? My ass don't even fit this motherfucker.
They don't fucking
Irish puke. I could smell it everywhere. You know, my wife's got to sit on my lap. She's tipping the scale at 210 since she had the kid. We're just having fun, suckers. It's Tuesday, the 24th. Don't forget, Wednesday, the 25th, tomorrow night, I'm in Brick, New Jersey, at Barnes & Noble Brick, 6 to 8. I'll be there giving out some books, and I'm thinking of raffling something. So I'm going to go to Hobby Lobby tomorrow and get some raffle tickets. Hopefully they got them there. I'll be printing some fucking counterfeit ones or something. I can't tell you what color they are because I don't want it. It is Jersey, dog. If you have a raffle on a Tuesday and a Wednesday and you put out pink fucking things, by the time you get there fucking Wednesday, everybody's got a pink ticket. You get there, you're like, how did all these people win? Because you put the same color. It's like when you're on probation, you got to call to see what color it is. When I was on probation years ago I was like color purple. So Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, you had to call in like 1-800 fucking I'm on probation. You put your code in and they go, it's Monday, the 23rd of October. Today the colors are red. And by the time they was dropping knowledge on you, you'd be holding your breath. Red, green, and aqua. Talk to you on Wednesday, and you hang up and go, oh, I don't have to drink any more fucking apple cider, vinegar, fucking everything else I drank the last 24 hours to beat this piss test. Oof, I did it again. But they have something. They catch you eventually. They always catch you. But who gives a fuck? Who's a criminal that watches this show? Nobody. We're all on the up and up. We're trying to make our lives better. We're just two fat fucks that get high on a Monday, Tuesday, get together. You know, there's a great game on Philadelphia against Arizona. There's another one in an hour for fucking AC. It's Houston against fucking Texas in Houston. Forget about it. You understand me? 20 to life, no parole.
Now, I haven't been watching baseball. Is this, if Philly wins tonight, they win the World Series?
No. I think they have to play tomorrow, and then they have to play the winner of the Texas-Houston game.
Oh, because all I saw today was they were oiling up the light posts today in Philly.
See, they shouldn't be doing that. That's what, you know what happened before? You know what I put? This is the way Uncle Joey thinks. You want to know how I think? You want to know the rules I got? I got rules. The best player in basketball last year when you went to see him was the center from Philly. And guys, I went 3 times. I went to 3 games last season. My heart's always in Philly. I always go to Philly. You know why? Because I could be myself. If I want to scratch my balls, I scratch my balls. If I want to jump up and down, I jump up and down and yell. Mercy, my daughter fucking adores it because people go off and she giggles. Her and Florentine's young man. We take kids with us. They fucking go crazy because you hear all these curse words and you hear shit that's out of this world. So I feel comfortable in Philly. Everybody else in the stadium, everybody's quiet. If you say something, they all look at you like fucking, I can't. I just paid $3 bills for this fucking ticket. I got to sit here like I ain't got a tongue. Forget about it. I'm fucking,
So you have fun in Philly.
I got to be fucking free. Yeah, they got a $20 tequila. When do I drink?
Never.
The frozen margarita in Philly for $20. It's got to be like 32 now. But just pay for it and look the other way. Does it get you drunk? I'm not going to lie to you. You know my tolerance. I don't even drink. It's just a refreshing drink when it's 900 fucking degrees in Philly. And they got the best wet ice, whatever they call it, water ice.
Oh, really?
We sat 30 fucking feet from the stand. So I was like a yo-yo. When I left there, I was all sugared up on the fucking ice. You know what I'm saying? But right now, I'm starting to feel good. I had my fucking little Silly's mushroom here. Oh,
what flavor you got?
Tonight, I got milk fucking chocolate. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
Tremendous. I love it. And I got to give them a free plug because they always take good care of Uncle Joey. If you're in the mood for some Silly's here, the psilocybin chocolate, 4-gram bars, the milk chocolate. Go to Fungi Factory on Instagram. Put in Uncle Joey Savage, all one word. I don't know where it's lowercase or higher case. That's like, you know what I'm saying? You want cases, watch Law and Order. I'm sorry about the lighting tonight. I'm experimenting. I'm not doing a remake of the Munsters. I just got to figure this out. There you go. That's a little bit more straight, and now I look more at home. I changed it up a little bit. I moved the room this way, Lee. I got the picture you gave me out of respect.
Thank you.
Lawrence Taylor to my right.
Glad you like it.
I got the book on top of me, which don't forget the book signing tomorrow, Wednesday. Yeah, tomorrow night, 6 to 8. And purchase. You're not going to walk in there like some Johnny GVD. Let me shake your hand with fucking, And then over here, you got Led Zeppelin to my left. Who's better than me? I got Lawrence Taylor on my right, Led Zeppelin to my left. I got Charles Bronson under him. I got my record player right here. Fuego, cocksucker. You know what I'm saying?
I love it.
All right, shit. Let's for a commercial break here. Let's take a breather from fucking Yak Yak. Listen, it's getting cold out there, but the games are heating up. Basketball is back, Jack, and DraftKings, an official sports betting partner of the NBA, has an unbeatable offer for check-in listeners only. You ready for this? You could score $200 instantly in bonus bets by throwing down just $5 on the NBA. Joey, what are you talking about? That's $200 on a Tuesday coming at you. So you have a little NBA cash for yourself. Make things even more exciting with DraftKings Parlay String together. Multiple bets from the same game or build your parlay across multiple games for a shot at making a payday even better. When was the last time you bet a parlay? Never. It's time to get down, Jack. DraftKings has a lot going on right now, but basketball is more fun when you're right there watching the game, jumping up and down with your brothers. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now. Yeah, press in code Joey. New customers can get $200 in bonus bets instantly for betting $5. That's right, Uncle Joey on a Tuesday. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook with code Joey. The crown is yours. Listen, you got a gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.1800gambler.net in New York. Call 1-877-8-HOPE, New York, or text HOPE, HOPENY, 467-369. I love you. Download the DraftKings app. We're back, bitches. Anyway, we were talking about the man in the studio about when you work in an office and you do dirty things there that night. Well, listen, I never worked in an office. Yes, I did. I think I did something for a while in an office. But I did things. I didn't even know how to go on computer porn then or anything. But something about a desk, it makes you want to bang one out. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I saw a clip of you talking about you did live in an office.
Yeah, but it didn't have a desk. Like I wasn't sitting in a fucking chair like I got now. It was an office that was empty with a fucking carpet on the floor. Not even. It was a towel rolled up. I lived like an Indian guy in fucking Bangladesh or something like that.
Okay, Jesus Christ. You didn't put a desk in?
Huh?
You didn't have to put a desk in to like pretend?
I had something in there. I had like a 1-800 number and something else. That's good enough. Where's your desk? I sit on the floor. Better for my back.
Oh. And did you ever bring a girl back there?
Listen, I'm 60 years old. I'm just saying, when I was young and you were doing powder and shit, and you'd wake up from powder, you'd have different sexual urges. And sometimes you had to bang one out somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like you had like the twitch from last night. Like I went home and I got a fucking, you ever wake up and you have like a nut that's swollen on the right side or the left side? And you're like, ooh, that hurts. Yeah, it hurts because you were thinking about giving somebody a stabbing and you fucking banged one out, but you fell asleep. And that oxygen went in, but it didn't shoot out. Now you're walking around with a limp. You don't know what it is until you bang one out, and all of a sudden you're like, fucking eureka.
Eureka.
Look at you with that beard. You're like Alibaba cocksucker.
No, I'm not.
Huh?
You always used to say I had ISIS beard. I'm not Ali. What are you talking
ISIS
about?
is making a comeback, but they're still not going deep. I think they took that Starbucks money and they were like, you know what? We're gonna chill right here. We'll shoot arrows at each other. We'll bomb each other. That's even better. At the price they're paying us, who gives a fuck? Fuego! And they just throw.
Is that your new catchphrase?
What?
Fuego!
Not just for tonight, you know what I'm saying?
I love if you said that after every joke.
After what?
After every joke, you just said fuego.
Oh my God, something just hit me. Hold on, give me a minute to catch my oxygen. Where's the water and where's the ice bag? I know I got water.
I think the water's in your hand.
Oh. I gotta tell you about the best time I had last week.
Okay.
For you guys that are at home, I don't do much. I go to my daughter's softball games. I play bocce, which we got beat up last Tuesday. We went deep into the night with them. We took them into the murky waters, but fucking they were talented as fuck. And we got beat 11-6, so we're done on Tuesday nights. We ended up 2-13 or 2-16 or something like that. But it got me out of the house on Tuesday nights.
You had fun.
Start. And it was, in my mind, it wasn't about taking pictures or jumping up and down. I'm just one of you motherfuckers getting away from my wife for an hour and a half. That's it. This is what it is. If you think I'm going to come here and practice and talk about strategies, I got shit to do. I got a fucking 10-year-old. So that ended Tuesday night. And I was sad Tuesday night. I really was, Lee. I came home and I was like, fuck, what am I going to do on Tuesday now? So I called the guys. I go, let's just go bowling on Tuesdays. Let's eat some fucking shrooms and let's go bowling on fucking Tuesday, right? These guys are all in. They're my fucking dogs, right? So we planned on it. I don't know where we're going to go tonight. So Friday, my wife had something with Mercy, and I was like kind of fucking coming back from somewhere, and I got home, and she's like, you're on your own until about fucking 8:30 or something like that. And then I have something in the refrigerator, not eat on your own. I wasn't really that hungry. I'd gone to jiu-jitsu. I had to meet somebody. I was in the car for like 2 hours. It was one of those days. Right. We were stopping at yellow lights. You know those people? They just stop at yellows to irritate you, like stopping at yellow. Really, cocksucker, with a BMW? You're stopping at the yellow. Why are you doing this to me? Why did you buy this fucking car? Why? Today, again, I'm trying to fucking do things, and I get behind, a fucking, $200,000, $300,000 car, and they're doing the speed limit. About a week ago, I got behind one of those Testarossas on the fucking 9 North. This motherfucker was doing below the speed limit.
Oh no.
He wouldn't let me around him, man. In a brand new Testarossa. I'm like, why are you being such a fucking douchebag? And I finally got around him. You know me, dog. You either let me go, I'm gonna smash into that fucking Testarossa. And I got Geico. So I hurt my fucking feelings. I got Geico. What are you gonna hit me about now, cocksucker? I don't want to hear from you right now. I'm busy. I'm doing a fucking podcast. Anyway, what's up, Mook? Oh,
So
I'm sorry.
Well, yeah. What was the? You said you had like a great time.
So Friday night, I'm fucking my wife. She calls me, but I just got back. I go, you know what? Let me wash my monkey. Let me take a shower, change clothes. I've been driving for 2 hours. I took a shower after jiu-jitsu. Now I'm fresh again. And again, I've got to wash my mouth. Oh, it was raining. That's what it was. And I'm like, fuck. I took a shower. I was sitting here, and all of a sudden my brother called me, the crazy guy, the fish guy, right? I love him to death. I've been here for 3 years, but our schedules just don't fucking match up. He has to go to work. He gets up at fucking 3 in the morning. He's in his truck at 4 to head to fucking Brooklyn to get fish at the fish market up there. I would fucking shoot myself. And trust me, there's a lot of nights where I've got up to piss at 3 in the morning. And I go, fuck, I go meet my brother Chris and take a ride, get some fucking clams that cost and shit like this, right? So something. I don't know if he called me or I called him. He was at this bar where a girl that we went to high school works. She runs the bar. So he's like, come over. They have what you like. They have this escarole and beans. Like, all right, beautiful. So I fucking drive. It's like a 30 fucking minute drive. I thought it was 10 minutes away. It was raining. It was dark. There's fucking curves. There's deer. You know, it's fucking deer season. There's little deers everywhere. They're everywhere. You think tiny ones. They're babies. And if you know they're around, the parents are around. So you might hit one of them or they might run into you. So you got to fucking drive with caution, you know. So I had already popped a couple mushroom chocolates. So I was out there fucking in the car listening to fucking The Sun Remains the Same. I was rocking in that motherfucker, listening to No Quarter, Whole Lot of Love. It was tremendous. I was seeing lights and shit. I'm like, wow, this is tremendous. And I went to where he was at. He had been there since 1 PM, pounding doubles like a savage that he is. 65 years old. God bless him, and his nose was leaking. That's why I love him. He never gave up. I'm a pussy. He never gave up. He went straight for the jackpot, 65, and he still fucking does it all weekend till Sunday morning. And Monday, he's delivering fish, running his own business like a soldier. He only works 3 days a week. He works Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. But Friday, he gets off at 11 in the morning. He's done by 11. It's his own business. He does what the fuck he wants. He already has his customers. He's had them for 40 fucking years, since 1980. He knows a lot about fish, so he invites me over there. I go over. He's fucking shit-faced, right? And he is hysterical. The last time I saw him, I drove him to a funeral. My friend's mother died, and we both grew up with her. And I said, the only way I'll go is if I drive with somebody, because I was getting the dizzy spells.
Okay.
Time from my ears. And fucking, I drove him to the funeral. Before the funeral, we went to eat at Rudy's. All right. Now, I got a bowl of soup. I got a salad, you know, maybe a dozen clams, a half order calamari, whatever, with the medium sauce. He starts drinking doubles before this fucking wake. So by the time we fucking get up to leave, I don't have to tell you. And he's hilarious. He just says shit. And if there's powder, he goes off the fucking rails. 64 years old at the time. So we're already leaving Rudy's. It's 2 PM. I want to get there. The wake opened up at like 1 or 2. And I want to get there like at 2:10, 2:15, and be out of there by 3:15 to beat the traffic going south. He lives 2 blocks from me, right? So by the time we get to the wake, he's fucked up, right? So I brought like edibles with me. And when I went to the bar with him, some guy recognized me and he came up to me. We started talking. And this guy had some great edibles, and we started trading. He was at Rudy's, and we started trading little fucking edibles, and he gave me a 50 and like a 10 and like a 15, right? So you know what's coming.
I just love that it's an awake too.
I had already fucking bombarded myself with all the edibles I brought, and the guy gave me, except for those last 3. But he was there when the guy gave them to me, right? So, boom, he's at the wake. He's already going off on the communists, who killed John F. Kennedy. He asked I have a friend that doesn't have a stomach, right?
What?
Stomach, and he owns a restaurant. Hysterical. He's owned the restaurant for fucking 80 years. He doesn't have a stomach. He's got a funny name. I don't want to fucking out him on here. But a bunch of us know him. And my friend's ex-husband, we went up to him and he goes, "You're starting to look like that guy without the stomach." And he goes, "I'll fucking kick you in the ass." Right in the wake. It was just classic. And all of a sudden my friend looked at me and she's like, "It's time to take him home." So we get in the car and he's lit. He's got white in him. He's got fucking 12 drinks. He's talking nonsense. We get on the turnpike. He goes, "Hey, I know that guy gave you those edibles. Give me the 10. So I dropped the 50 on him, right?
Oh.
I dropped the 50 on him as we asked. It's Tuesday night, cocksuckers. I hit that's tremendous.
Oh, the 50.
I hit him with a 50. By the time we were on Route 3, right? By the time we hit the parkway, he's fucking in the car. He's got like 2 beers and he's got 2 waters. I took 2 waters from the wake. They were on the table. And I kept one and I put one in the middle in case he wanted it. I'm taking little sips. The edibles are hitting me. I'm trying to ignore that he ate the 50. But I can already see that it's fucking rocking his world. He's thinking about his family and where he went wrong and what color the fish should be. I mean, this guy is a riot. I can't take him out in public. You cannot take him out in public.
Because he just says, and you're saying that.
I take him out because I got to be honest with you, it's entertainment. I loved this family growing up. I grew up in this fucking house. How can I fucking kick him in the stomach? Everybody died. I'm all he's got left from the old days. So I thought it would be nice. I go into this place. He's hammered. He comes over. He kisses me 10 times. "I'm so happy you came, motherfucker. I love you, Spick." Over and over. But again, I've heard it for 50 fucking years. I knew him since 51st Street, him and his family. We went up to 85th Street. I was always in their house. In fact, I lived with them before I was homeless in 83. I mean, I know these motherfuckers. So I sat there with him for 2 hours and I drank water with lemon and watched Houston make a comeback. And I didn't eat anything, but he asked me to take something home that he wanted me to eat. I had already eaten here. I had something that was my wife had made. But those fucking 2-3 hours, like I got there at 7:30 and by 9 I was taking him home. And he was fucked up. But hold on. The day he ate the edible, we're driving. He's fucked. I could see. He's already looking around. "Speck, what's going on?" And he's asking me all these questions about and I just ignore him. And he'll keep talking. He'll just keep talking. "Speck, she sucked my dick. Put it in her mouth." And then he'll say something else to me. His wife don't even want him around. He goes, "Here, answer the phone. It's Jody, his girlfriend." I looked at the messages. They were all from her. "You're not coming home tonight. You're going to sleep in the truck. Fuck you. You were supposed to get me cigarettes and come back. It's 9 o'clock at night. You were coming back at 1:30. He's a riot. Listen, when people say to you, "Oh, I did this, I partied out." Listen, if you met this guy at his age, I don't care how old you are, this guy shames you. He doesn't do it coast to coast. Okay?
What does that mean?
Got the control of a fucking Catholic, okay? That means Sunday at lunchtime, he cuts it off, whether he's snorting coke, whether he's smoking it, whatever the fuck he's doing, he cuts it off and he sleeps. He's got Monday off. So Monday about 6, he comes back to life. He cooks, takes a shower, and he's normal. And he'll ask me questions. What did I say to you the other night? That's what I spend. Like he's fucking. But again, when you don't walk away from somebody, I get him, and I know I'm the last person that he's got. So, we said goodbye. He was torturing some woman. He was torturing some fucking guy. But again, they know him, and he's been going in there for 10 years, buying everybody drinks. They threw him out of whether we got the pot roast sandwiches.
They threw him out?
They threw him out of there. He's 86. I even asked the managers, anything we could do to bring him back? And they're like, listen, he comes in here on a Friday. He fucking spends a lot of money, but next thing you know, he's sitting on some woman's lap breathing on it. You can't have that.
I was going to say, what do you do to get kicked out of a pot roast place? But
oh my God, it's like that. Remember I took you there? Did we not go there for a pot roast sandwich? You put horseradish on it with a bacon.
I think so.
Smoking, Jack. Next time you come down, that's where we'll go. No names. The Brass Rail. It's great. I love the fucking stuff. Best fucking prime rib I've ever had. I was there about 2 Saturdays ago. I hadn't been there for like a year. How much do I eat prime rib? Not never.
Right.
Not never. It's not like, but every once in a while, you're like, you know what, Papa? The weather's starting to toughen up a little bit. It's time to eat a little fucking prime rib. You get a little, I do it once a year, guys. Don't worry about me. Oh, man, I know people eating fucking meat every fucking hour. And they're like, I'm healthy. Okay. Check back with me in 10 years when your fucking veins are coming out of your eyeballs and shit. You look like a fucking cow. All the cow things you did. You don't know what you're putting in your mouth today.
No. Oh, I saw a video.
I don't care what supermarket you're going. Unless you're buying it on the farm and you know the fucking dude, you don't know what you're putting in your mouth. You come to terms with that, and every time you eat a piece of meat, you pray for the best.
Have you ever gone to it, gotten it delivered from a farm? Do they have that in Jersey? They have it up here. It's great.
I'd like to get like a brochure, like I'm an old man. I'd like to get like a website and maybe visit it. If they want to sell me the cow and cut it up and funnel it to me throughout the year, make me I know my brother-in-law is part of his service that you pay them in January and they give you the whole fucking thing. But they give you like 17 pounds of hamburger meat in hamburger patties, 10 more loose if you want to make spaghetti sauce, ribs, whatever. If the cow has, whatever the cow has or the pig, that's what you fucking get. But they cut it up nice for you. If you want it, they'll send it out quarterly to you. And if you don't, you can pick it up in one shot, whatever the fuck. It's like that thing that they used to sponsor us.
Blue Apron.
No, not that fucking thing. The other one. The meat company, when they first came out.
Oh, Butcher Box.
Butcher Box. Bro, Butcher Box is not a bad service at all.
No.
They don't sponsor me. I'm just telling you people. I have a friend around the corner, Steve.
Mm-hmm.
My brother Steve always has primo meat. I don't know what he's subscribed to this, that. They send them wings. They send them fries. Usually the wings they send you, they ain't no HIV California wings. Those are real fucking chicken wings, 100% DA steroid chickens. You eat a pound of those things, within 10 years, you'll be growing something. Something. A lump out of your neck, out of your eye. Those wings ain't just good. They're fucking coming back somewhere. Trust me. I eat those motherfuckers too if I'm up in Buffalo. You know that. I can't stare you. They're that good.
They're fucking really good.
Anyway,
but yeah.
You made me hungry, motherfucker.
Oh, yeah. What's good?
Multiple orders, yeah. You know me, I'm dehydrated. I only popped 3, but it's time to maybe pop 6. What do you think, though? It's Monday at night. I only got a couple errands tomorrow. Tomorrow's a light day. Wednesday, I got the book signing.
That's going to be fun. Those are really fun.
Listen, I want people to know this opinion I got. I just got a fucking whatever. I'm not dumb. It's October 24th. Today, the Actors Union is supposed to, or the Actors Union, whoever the fuck is filing it, for some reason, honest to godly, I get 10 of these emails every week. And some of them are actors, some of them are fucking people who just want to know the truth. I don't know what they're fucking fighting for. They don't want artificial intelligence. Listen, here's where I'm not trying to be selfish. I look at artificial intelligence. Ain't nobody make no AI of me. You can't turn me into Elvis on a good day, no matter what you do. AI, EI, Fuck you. Whatever the fuck you want to do, I'm still Uncle Joey. You want to fucking use my, I guess it's going to ruin the future. I guess it's supposed to fuck with the actor's salary. Guys, you chose a business that not everybody wants to do. It takes a lot to do that business. And at one point, you have to see where you really are. And maybe if you want to act, there's always theater in New York City. There's always a local theater in Pittsburgh. I know there's got to be something going on in Worcester. That's a big theater town.
Huge. So it doesn't bother you to like think about like them like putting you in movies or like stuff like that? Like you don't
Listen,
get like
you cannot be stupid. That's where it's going anyway.
right.
I understand that you're battling that, but these people are holding on to that, is what I'm saying. They're not just they're gonna leave a clause in there and experiment, and in the meantime, you're gonna get fucked from a different direction. They already got attorneys trying to figure out the next move.
Right.
That's what they do. They won't give up that move until they have something down the pipe that the fucking Martians brought them. And now they don't have it. So they have, it's crazy. It's crazy where you're at. My heart goes out to people that are just actors. This is fucking 100 and something days. This couple fucking months. Right now, we're a month away from eating turkey and thanking God for the year we had. What about these fucking people? I did my best. They wrote me a little fucking thing, an AMP thing, and I donated it to the AMP thing. Usually I throw those envelopes away. But this year, dog, I know what's going on right now. I don't know how much of that money they'll get, but at least you feel good about yourself,
Right. No, but you have to, I mean, it must be crazy, because then, is it serious? Like, let's say, like, you were a union actor and, like, someone was trying to bypass the strike and you did it. Would you, like, get barred from ever acting? Like, would that be, like, a big deal? I'm imagining it'd be
Here's how I look at it. I saw people during the strike early on that already had the SAG thing on, the fist. They were, But to be honest with you, meanwhile, they're cooking on a plan to go back to work, one of those vouchers or whatever they're talking about. And two people did reach out to me, and I was shocked that one person did. I don't know them personally. They just said if I'd be interested to shoot this thing, it's non-union, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I'm a felon, okay? I try to be the best American I can. I don't hit a squirrel on the street. I don't litter. I piss on the street from time to time. I'm 60. Sometimes I got to go when I got to go. I even have a bottle in my car. I try real hard. If I dump the piss out in the street, I try to piss in the bottle. And I'll take it. Listen, I'll take my own piss to a 7-Eleven and dump it in the garbage. But I won't pick up dog poo and walk it home like those fucking dudes and talk to you. Hi. I don't want to talk to you. You got to get pissed. You know what I'm saying? You're the kiss of death right now. I'm trying to bet fucking something in the World Series. You're walking up to me with a little bag of shit with a smile on your face. If I had to walk around with a bag of shit, I wouldn't have no smile on my face. I'd be looking at that dog like, wait, this is life?
Oh.
This is life. I got to walk out here at 6:30 in the morning for you to take a shit that looks bigger than mine. And then if you have a Chihuahua, one of those little lap dogs, you ever smell their little dynamites? It's a little fucking Ugats piece of shit, this big inch. It looks like one of those Milky Duds, whatever they call them. Those.
Oh, I can't ever eat one of those again.
Those
my God.
Milky Duds, whatever the fuck they are. Let me tell you something. Those dogs smell like fucking death. They smell like death. I love my cats, but every once in a while, that little devil misses the fucking litter box. You walk out to a fog of death. You understand me? You got to take the litter box out, hit it with gasoline, light it on fire. It's a fucking stink that Henry Hell couldn't even take out of his trunk. It was that bad. Henry, ooh, what's that smell? I hit a skunk. No, you didn't. You had a fucking cat that took a shit in your trunk. This is why I eat fucking I don't even eat edibles during the week no more.
Yes, you do.
Listen, if I eat like Friday night, I have 400 milligrams. That's a play date. That's me showing up and going, hey, how you doing? Pew. And next thing you know, where he goes, he went to the bathroom. No, he didn't. He's on his bicycle, headed down to Fairfax to that fucking burlesque show.
He's fucking gone.
Who shot that duck? You know what I'm saying? Fuego. Look at you with that beard.
What are you talking about?
You got to shave. Every time you go back, I think Alibaba's coming. Hey, I want to remind you guys, this episode of The Check-In is brought to you by BetterHelp. Listen, things are stressful this time of the year. We've been living through a global pandemic. People are losing jobs left and right. I know how it feels sometimes. Sometimes it's too much, and you just want to talk to somebody. Boom, there you go. BetterHelp is there. What's BetterHelp, Joey? It's designed to work with your busy schedule. Just fill out the quick survey, get matched with a licensed therapist, and be on your way to better mental health. Hoop, doop, de doop. Listen, when I moved, I had some issues. I didn't know what I wanted to do or what direction I wanted to do it. BetterHelp put me on the right path. It lets you get in touch with a therapist through Zoom calls, on the phone, by message, FaceTime. Listen, whatever works for you, all right? If you don't mesh with the first therapist, no problem. We'll switch at any time for no additional charge, no questions asked. So do me a favor. Right now, listen, a lot of things are going on. Make your brain your friend with BetterHelp. BETTER, help, HLP, one word. Visit betterhelp.com/Diaz, DIAZ, and visit them today and listen what Uncle Joey's throwing in. I'm going to get you 10% off your first month. And guess what? You're going to love BetterHelp. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Diaz. Thank you for listening. Oh, my God.
Oh, Jesus Christ, Joey.
Mushroom shrimp fart.
You had shrimp?
Yeah, because anyway, I was telling you about my brother Chris. So I was driving him home, and on the way home, you know, he was like, hey, I don't care. Everybody hears me talk about him. Everybody knows how much I love him and shit. But on the way home, I realized why I picked him up. Because he was like half drunk, talking about, you know, yeah, I went to this fucking gangbang in 82. Everybody was doing blood, you know, and I don't know what he's talking about. He talks to me about the 10 mafia families. Like I said, I just put the music on higher. But to get back to the story on the way home that time with the edibles, by the time we hit the parkway, he was acting weird, and he started looking around the car, right? I didn't know what he was looking for. He was looking for the bottled water that he stole from Rudy's an hour before, at a wake, when we left the wake. I'm sorry. Lee, right in front of me. I'm already kicking with the edibles. I just want to get him out of the car, but I love him. Okay, I'm not going to kick him out. If this is anybody else, I'd pull over and just fucking leave him at the side of the road. But I know this guy a long time. So he's looking at me all creepy, and all of a sudden he sees where the water's hidden. He gets the water, Lee. He opens up the bottle, and he just pours it all over. And his shirt is wet, and I'm fucking dying, right? So I drop him off. I gave him like a 50, and then I gave him he goes, what's that in there? I go, just 10. He goes, give me the 10. So I gave him 60. I gave him 60 milligrams. I drop him off. I forget all about it, right? He already put the water on himself. I gave him
I wanted to do that before.
I gave him a paper towel. I took him home. Now, this guy goes to bed at 9 o'clock at night, right? Not even. He cooks, eats dinner, and he's fucking nappy nunu time by fucking 8:30. Like right now, if I call him, he's out. I get a call from him like at 10 o'clock. And he's like, Jesus fucking Christ, what was in those things? I just ate an apple pie and a fucking turkey. I can't stop eating. And I go, it's going to be all right. He goes, I don't know. And he hangs up. And next morning he calls me again. He's like, I can't go to work because of you. I'm still fucked up. What was in that? I want to buy more. And he's telling me all this shit. Well, anyway, Friday I took him home. I go back a long time. And how we all met, because he had a family. He had 2 other brothers. One of them being the notorious Bonehead. Rest in peace.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I mean, I know what he went through with Bonehead. I know what he went through with me and Bonehead. I know what he went through with me, Bonehead, and Kurt. So both of them are gone now. Rest in peace. The mom is gone now, who was like my mom. She's gone now. So on the way home, at one point, he's like, I miss my brothers. Thank you for showing up. You're my fucking brother. I gave him a kiss. We pulled in front of the house. He was talking about some Japanese restaurant. And he goes, hold on, I got something for you. He gave me a 5-pound bag of fucking clams that are beautiful.
Oh, nice.
He gave me a bag of these fucking shrimp. Remember the time I almost choked at that hotel?
Yeah.
Vegas with the big shrimp?
Yeah, and I fucking had to do the Heimlich.
John Salami was there.
Yeah.
These shrimp are fucking bigger.
Wow.
My wife, shrimp cocktail. She made 3 shrimp. We had to split them. How big? I love fucking shrimp.
Oh, yeah, me too.
With some fucking horseradish in that motherfucker and that cocktail sauce. You know. And he gave me something else. Crab. So that's why my wife made cakes today. Yeah. And then the next day I called him, are you okay? He don't remember nothing. What time did you pick me up? What time did you get there? How much did I spend? You know, he's the best. He's the fucking best, guys. He's like still at it. I'm not talking about concerts or jumping up and down or being on a yacht. This guy owns a fucking successful fucking fish company. He works his own hours. And he fucking, you know, he's a guy from the neighborhood. Got a house, fucking gorgeous, a pool in the backyard. This is the reason I moved down here. Because when I used to come visit him in 99, 98, I used to come to this area and go, holy shit, you're fucking 45 minutes away from the city. That changed. It's 55 from fucking where we grew up now. And then you got to add another 15, another hour fucking 20 to the drive over the fucking bridge. Yeah.
And so,
so it's talk about 2 things. We got the comedy.
Okay.
But the first thing I thought we'd talk about that was great, if you go to my old podcast, which I fucking hated, The Joint, I did do an episode about comics. Not, this is the year of fucking, this is before any of the movies were released. I was really upset because comics don't do TV like they used to. You know, when I was a kid, I grew up watching comics, which was a ray of hope for a guy like me going, wow, someday, not me, but maybe I'll do 4 episodes of a show.
Right.
And I'll just tap out. I'm good to go. I was on a show. Everybody wants me to jump up and down and hang out with Kiss. It's not what I want to do. What are we talking about?
I don't know. You said something you wanted to talk about comedy. There used to be comedians on TV.
I saw the new Bill Burr movie, Old Dad.
Oh, yeah, I want to see that.
It got destroyed, but I didn't give a fuck. I'm going to give Bill Burr a chance. I fucking enjoyed it. The same way I enjoy Bill Burr's comedy. Listen, there's a gift to do comedy. Then there's a gift to bring your comedy to the stage. I'll always love the king. That's Tim Allen. Tim Allen always brought his comedy to the stage. I don't know how much of fucking Red Fox comedy went into, you know, Sanford and Son. But Tim Allen took his fucking career and did fucking seasons off 2 fucking hour specials for Showtime, maybe another 20 minutes. He did it perfectly. When you watch this Bill Burr movie, I enjoyed it. I watched one time by myself the first time, right when it came out, the afternoon, it was raining. And then the next night, me and my wife watched it again. I watch anything Bill's in, except The Mandalorian. I don't like Star Trek. Bill is in, I'm fucking in, you know. Anything he's in. The one with whatever, from Draft Day, I don't know the name of the movie. The guy from fucking Montana, the show in Montana.
Yellowstone?
Mm-hmm. He did a movie with him. I love Bill. I love Bill in anything. I'm a Bill guy. When Bill comes to town, my wife and me go. And I'd rather sit in the fucking audience and watch it. So I see him I could sit through for some reason.
Yeah.
Chappelle with 20 comics, that's too much for Uncle Joey. It's loud in there. People are dancing, you know. Looks like fun for me if I was 20 years ago. But 20 years ago, I would walk on that stage. I'd be all fucking half jizzed up the night before. I would fall apart like fucking, Velvet Revolve and fall to pieces. Anyway, who gives a fuck about that? How's the comedy going, cocksucker?
It's going pretty well. I just
know some people went out to see you. I want to thank them for going out and supporting Lee Syatt.
Oh, thank you.
This is not Madison Square Garden. These aren't Studio 54. These are open mics in Boston. And you guys go out there, and it means the world to me. When he calls me at night, I wish I knew the technology to tape him. You have to hear his voice. The only thing you could do better for him is licking his balls and maybe cooking him dumplings, Chinese style. I mean, he sounds so happy when he says to me, dog, and people came out from the check-in. And I'm like, wow. I've been gauging this just to see, and I've been right. Listen, you don't want 200 people there.
Right.
But, your mom's busy. Your brother's doing jumping jacks. I'm over here. Ain't nobody going to these open mics for you. And one of the best thing about open mics is taking a friend to watch you bomb.
Ooh.
And you have to drive you home in the car. You have to start doing that. Somebody likes you. Come on, come watch me do an open mic. Yeah, I'm funny. I'm thinking of doing a tour with fucking Jackie Gleason. Tell him something just to get him to your show and take a car with him. That's a complete different type of confidence that you gain there. When a loved one goes with you and you eat a bag of dicks, not your girlfriend, somebody you work with, an uncle that you like, you take him for a steak and then make him sit through 10 minutes of your shit at an open mic surrounded with people with lice and people with mental problems and shit. Those are people who love you, dog. And when you bomb, it's a really weird talk. It's a weird talk for them. And you want to be honest with them so you don't tell them, what do you think? I'm better than Dave Chappelle? You know who the fuck you are.
But that's great. Like I've had people come out and I bomb and then they don't want to talk to me after. They talk to me before, but not after. But I can't imagine being stuck in the car with them on the way home.
Can you imagine, like, your neighbor? Let me go down with you. Yeah, I went there years ago. Now it's fucking completely different, the joint. He walks in there with you. And the next thing you know, you're on stage and it's an open mic. In their mind, I don't know where they're going and what they expect to see. But by you going there, your percentages of bombing, if they have music, who goes in front of you? A guy with a ukulele? Hold on 1 second. Anybody got a gun? Let me shoot myself. Let me just stick. That's the open mic headliner. Put a hat out and put $1 in there. Send it to my wife and my kids. I'd rather not follow a guy with a ukulele.
I've never had to do that. Oh my God. I can't imagine. Like, it is crazy. There have been a couple people who come out to shows, but there have been like a couple people who came to the open mics, which we really appreciate, but it's probably, I tell everyone, like my mom used to
throw it up and letting them know, bro, there's not, like Rogan has an old joke. There's nothing like your mom watching your bomb. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
I think that's
it's
worse.
Happened.
Mom catching you sucking a dick in the closet of when Joe used to do that joke, people would just die like of either, wait a second, my mother caught me sucking a dick one time, or Christ, why you gotta put your mother into this? People get offended.
I bet the comics died. That's a funny joke.
Besides, how is the comedy you feel going for you?
You know what? I feel like I got
we want to feel what you're going through.
Yeah, to be honest, I went through a really good period, and I haven't bombed. Like, I've bombed like hard before. I haven't like bombed, but the last couple haven't been like, I haven't felt like I've done the best. And like the last one was really fun, but I didn't know if I was hosting or not. And then I hosted, and it's a completely different. Like, the guy who hosts at the club in Foxborough is like a ton of energy, gets the crowd into it. And I didn't really do that. And I had an okay set, but I felt like I didn't do the right thing as a host. So I was kind of bummed out about it for a couple of days. But overall it's been pretty good. It's just like the last couple of shows have not been my favorite.
I don't know where and when, Lee, I don't know when and where. Somewhere I got asked to host one night. It started somewhere in the Seattle area, and I ate a bag of dick. And I went home. I was cracked because other people were there. Maybe the club owner auditioned me. Maybe it was a booker. It was something like that. It wasn't a live or die situation. It was a job I wanted, and I ate a bag of dick, and they called me back, and I hosted, and I fucking died, you know. And I didn't blame it on the audience. I didn't blame it on her. She called me years later. I just wasn't ready to host. I was a midlife feature. I was starting to blossom from 20 minutes, and she asked me to host for 10 minutes. It was the most awkward thing I ever did.
Yeah.
And then, you know, that's why working at a commercial club, it pains my heart what they make the MC go up there and do. He does 3 minutes, and then this guy's coming, this guy, and they make you do the whole lineup for the whole fucking year. Listen, let the guy do his flow. This is a comedy club. They didn't come here to hear. They got 3 drinks in them. It's October. They're like, don't forget, December 8th, it's the funny. Yeah. You know what? Come on. It's Friday. We got this much attention. This poor MC's going up there to basically be a fucking billboard.
Right.
So he doesn't really know, but he's learning that. If he does it and he does 50%, they don't give a fuck because they know that's torture. And they want somebody in there that'll go, I'll do it. You know, and then all of a sudden you show up to that. Now you're doing 8 weeks as an MC. And at the end of those 8 weeks, you'll go, wait a second, I learned a different muscle.
Yeah.
And you learn the muscle of control. You learn how to go, hey, how about a round of applause? Lisa Ayat's waiting in the back. But hold on. Did I talk to you motherfuckers about the time I got nasal spray and it was fucking and boom, now you have a closer. You have a 3-minute closer. You end strong, and you don't go up there and go, all right, real quick, how about a shout out to the wait staff? Give them 2 drinks. Listen, you want to come back to the club, you got to give the wait staff a lot of love. If you sound like a fucking robot as an MC, they ain't making no money either.
Right.
Just beg for them, and you don't forget to tip the host. How about giving them a round of applause? And that's it. No, how about a round of applause for the MCs, for the waitresses, the wait staff, the people in the kitchen, and don't forget to tip them. It's Tuesday night. Everybody wants a little nookie cookie on a Tuesday night. You know what I'm saying? You know, and then there's 2 waitresses up front. Put a name to them.
Right.
You want now, instead of having 2 people go, they don't like you, you're going to have 1 person go, I didn't like his act. You're going to have 6 waitresses go, I don't know about you, but I made $100 because of him. Because he said, look at this girl with the earrings. She needs money for her kid. Look, it's a fucking, if you go up there and go, give her money, I want to take her home later, you're just being a fucking idiot.
Right.
Know her name before you go up there, and don't go for the hottest chick and try to fucking be Johnny Suave. Go for the fucking single mom that's got 4 kids at home. The grandma's watching the kids, and she's doing this. You could tell she's been there. She's a little weathered. Get her name first, and then work downhill. And pick 2 other ones, or pick the guy. He's got purple hair. Boom. Don't go up there and go, look at her titties. I want to fucking tit fuck a dog. I saw that.
No.
Times. Oh, my God. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, I saw that.
Did it ever work?
Tell a chick that on a Thursday night when you just got to the club, I want you to think of that perspective. Unless you're fucking doing blow or doing something crazy, why are you telling the fucking waitress she got big tits for?
Right.
In front of 200 people. Is that what you want? Somebody,
No.
how about Leo Sayat? He's got a little dick flick. I tried to suck his dick. I had to fucking, get a toothpick. Whatever the fuck.
No, that's awful.
Okay. I saw all those little things. As a host, you're a positive source. You're going out. You're the first motherfucker they're seeing. Number 1, this is rough for you. Have a little life to you. I know it's rough to just go up there. I know you got the suit with the sneakers on. Ha, 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 ha. That's not a host, motherfucker. A host is somebody that welcomes me. Welcome to the fucking hellhole. I don't give a fuck if they shot the place up and there's still blood behind you. I don't care. Even if there's still fucking blood behind you and there's fly. You ever get to a comedy club and there's blood outside with candles? You ain't a comic unless you did that shit. The door guy's checking for IDs. There's a fucking candle spot.
I've done that.
You talk to George Perez. We all had a club. In fact, I told you a couple of weeks ago, I bumped into my friend's wife. She just got out of jail after doing 90 days, and she still had the bracelet on. She was in there for a comedy night. This was a buck wild fucking comedy club, cocksuckers.
Jesus Christ.
I also went to see the De Niro movie with whatever. With
Yeah, you said that was good.
It was 30 minutes, 45 minutes long. For a lot of people don't like that. Anytime you talk to me about Indians, I fucking love it, okay? Whether they killed your uncle or you killed them, I want to hear the saga. I don't want to just see a fucking bunch of savages shoot each other. That's why I really enjoy The Outlaw Josie Wales. I love Clint Eastwood, but I love those fucking Indians and how they portrayed themselves as savages.
No, I haven't seen that in a long time. I have to go watch that again. I was thinking that was something I was thinking about.
And it's also Monday. It's time for you to TikTok cocksuckers and get the training. I don't see you, and every week I check on you. Well, I had to go to church. I had to drive home. That's it. Enough. You're 32 years old, whatever the fuck you are. How old are you now?
Me, 35.
All right, then get it together. You should,
But yeah, I had to drive home from the show. I still took 60 million.
Listen, they don't know nothing.
Yes, they do.
Your percentages are getting low. Your numbers are getting low. Anyway, I got a book signing tomorrow night. It's going to be great. I got a lot of fucking family people. I got a lot of North Bergen people coming down. So thank you for coming down. Don't forget, purchase is required. We're going to have a lot of savages there with stories. Remember, you stole my crabs one time. They were all getting out of the river. I don't want to hear this shit, guys. What do you got going on this week, Tarzano?
Same night, Wednesday night, Off the Rails in Worcester, 8 o'clock. I have a fun show, a bunch of great comics from the Worcester and Massachusetts area. I'm doing like 30 minutes. I'm really excited.
All right. Well, I want to thank you guys. I want to thank DraftKings and BetterHelp. And now for a word from our sponsors, Jack. Babbel. Listen, it's a new year. I know, who cares? But you can make a resolution whenever you want. This fall, instead of jumping up and down with your friends on Sundays, try learning a new language. They have quick 10-minute lessons so you won't get bored. You'll be able to start speaking a new language in as little as 3 weeks so you can sound smart at the Christmas party. Okay, listen, I know you only got a GED, but this is easy, okay? You want to learn another language, it's important. Why? Because it's kind of analytical. Listen, you're never too old to learn Chinese. I'm thinking about it right now. I got to take time. I got to hang out with Lee. You know how it goes. But anyway, Babbel lessons are designed by over 150 language experts, so you're getting the real deal. One study even found that using Babbel for just 15 hours was the same as taking a full semester of a college language course. Where are you going to get that? You're just sitting there at home like a fucking mook anyway. So do me a favor. Here's the special. Limited time only. Listen, you got a nephew. You got a cousin. He's having a hard time. Boom! Get him a Babbel subscription. I'm going to get you 55% off. What are you talking about? 55% off. Anybody can give you 50. Babbel wants you to learn a language. They know what's going to come down. But only for our listeners at Babbel.com/Joey, Joey. That's 55% off at Babbel.com/Joey. I've been telling people for years, you got to learn 2 or 3 languages. I know like 8 languages, all right? I used to be a Cuban James Bond. Anyway,